you thinking about putting your property on the market, but you're just overwhelmed with the thought of putting your property on the market? Or maybe your neighbor's property has been on the market for a while and you're just wondering, why is that property not sold? Well, today in our series of Miami home selling tips, I'm going to talk to you about some habits of highly successful home sellers and what they did to get their properties sold quickly and for top dollar in today's market. And I'm going to get started now. Hey everyone, my name's Jamey Prezzi. I'm a real estate agent in Miami-Dade and Broward counties. I work with my husband, Ognjen Prezzi, and our team. Today, I'm going to talk to you about strategies for selling your home in today's market quickly and for top dollar. And I'm going to share some tips with you from some of our highly successful home sellers, past home sellers, that is. But first, before I get started, if this is your first time here, hit that subscribe button so you never miss another update. We do put out new videos every week. Also, use the link in the information box and schedule a free seller consultation, and we will be happy to go over the process with you so you know what to expect. Okay, let's get started. This first step, you're going to say, of course, Jamey, you're telling me this, but I'm going to tell you why in just a minute. The first step that you'll want to take is to hire a local real estate agent who is an expert in your area. And why this is important. There are many different markets and many different trends throughout our area. For example, there's different markets in Miami-Dade. There are different markets in Broward County. There are different markets in the single family home market, townhome market, condo market, luxury market. So you need to know what is the market that you are selling your property in today. Maybe you think you're in a seller's market, so you can be really aggressive with the pricing. There may be a lot of inventory on the market in your specific neighborhood, and you may need to be a little bit more flexible with the pricing or some other type of positioning proposition. So it's very important that your agent understands the area and understands the market numbers for that area. It's also very important that they know how to properly position the property on the market in terms of marketing. You cannot take pictures with a cell phone in today's market. You need to use a professional photographer or also a videographer as well, just depending on what you have planned for the marketing of the property. It's just important not to miss these details because buyers, they make decisions about buying properties online first before they come and look at the property in person. So if you have a lot of bad photos, I can guarantee you that they will swipe through and skip that property because they just don't want to look at 100 properties. People don't do that anymore. They really make snap decisions and judgments based on the listings and the property and how the photos look online. So having professional photos is a must in today's market. And that's why you need to hire a real estate agent who is an expert in your market to properly position the property on the market today. The other thing that I think is really important is actually showing up to show the property in person. We show all of our listings and we just think it's more important to do that than to put the property on a lockbox. We know a lot about the properties that we list, and we think by being there, it gives buyers confidence that there's going to be someone there on the other side answering all of their questions and concerns versus just throwing a property on the lockbox. Now, I know a lot of agents don't agree with me on that, but that's something that we do for our sellers in today's market. And we think that's one thing that gives them success in terms of selling in today's market. Another thing that our sellers always do that really lines them up for successful selling in today's market is cleaning and decluttering. It is really important to do a deep cleaning. And if you can't take a little bit of advice about that, sometimes people think their place is clean and it may not be that clean. It's important, very important to clean the property properly. And it's very important to declutter. You have to really get out those big furniture pieces. It's very important to clean the closet so people can see closet space. It's really important to clean the bathtubs and the grout so there's not mold in the grout. There's just a lot of little details like that that really need to be addressed before you list the property, and they need to be maintained throughout the listing process. It's not easy, I know, but decluttering and cleaning and making the property smell nice goes a long way in successfully selling your property for top dollar. If you are not able to accomplish decluttering and cleaning and properly staging, then there are definitely companies who can do this for you. There are lots of professional cleaners throughout the city who will be happy to come and clean your property properly. And also, if you need staging recommendations, there are many stagers in the city who will be happy to come by and stage the property. There is a fee for that, but just know that that is a possibility. We've done that in many listings in the past, and that really helps. Also, with professional photography, we can also do some virtual staging if we need to do that. But again, that's why it's really important to hire a professional so that they can guide you. Show the buyer the home they love. You know, when you walk into a home, you can really tell if someone has loved living there. A lot of people, they really do have a lot of pride in maintaining their property. And so if you have some small repairs that need to be addressed or some big repairs that you can address, it's really important to take care of those things before the property goes on the market. Showing a buyer the home you love gives them confidence that you've actually taken care of the property over the years versus just, you know, a bunch of things that are broke. Look, I get it. Sometimes you're not able to address everything. And in order to compensate for that, you have to take care of the pricing when it comes to, you know, a lot of broken items. But if you can really take care of these things in advance, it goes a long way in showing the buyer the home you love. And if they can feel that you have taking care of this property over the years, it just makes them feel a lot more confident about making an offer on the property. Now, this is something that we always have to tell sellers. Most of our sellers are pretty good about this today, but I always have to remind people that whenever we have showings, it's very important that you leave the house during the showings. They really want us there showing the property. They really do not want a seller there, you know, following them around and telling them every detail about the property. I know that people really want to do this, especially if you are showing them the home you love. You really want to show them everything that you've done to the property over the years. And some of my sellers are very good salespeople, but they really just should not be there because buyers want to feel that space by themselves. They want to be able to open the doors, open the closets, look around as they need to look around, and they don't want to feel like a seller is looking over their shoulder. That also goes for cameras as well. So be careful with those cameras and don't be too creepy with them because sometimes it feels a little creepy. The next thing they do is review offers objectively. Now, there's nothing worse than getting an offer and being offended by it. I get it. It happens every single day and I have to talk to our sellers about it. But you really need to look through these offers objectively and not take it so personally. For example, if the property is not in great condition, you will probably have to compensate the buyers a little bit on some of those big ticket items that probably will need to be replaced very soon. So just keep that in mind. Also, you need to review offers with an open mind in terms of not just looking at the price, but also the terms of that contract to make sure that it makes sense. Is the closing date okay? Can you get out by the closing date? Is the inspection date decent or is it too long? What are they asking for? Are they asking for a lot of extras? Are there a lot of contingencies that you're okay with or not? So always review offers objectively and try your best to take your emotion out of it. You have to remember there's someone on the other side and they're also trying to get a deal, and you know how people think. So I'm sure when you go to buy a property in the future again, you will also have that same mentality. So just sometimes try to put yourself in their shoes and always be open with offers and review them objectively. And last but not least, even though this comes towards the very end, leaving the home in good condition goes a long way. Not only I think it's good karma, but it's also just the right thing to do. You're supposed to leave the home in a certain condition based on what your contract says. And leaving behind a bunch of junk because you're like, all right, I'm done. I don't have time to clean it up. It's just not the right thing to do. And it can create issues at closing. It can really leave a bad taste in a buyer's mouth and just create a lot of issues that you don't, trust me, do not want to deal with. So please don't leave junk behind. Clean it nicely and leave it in a condition that you would expect. Not maybe a previous person that you bought the property from, maybe they left it in a bad condition. Just remember how you felt when you walked in and did the walkthrough and the property wasn't in good shape. always leave the property in good condition. Leave manuals behind if you have them. Just do a few little extra things to make the buyer feel at home and make that closing day go super successfully. And don't forget, move out before the closing day. Get out of there and clean it up and make it look nice so that you can have a smooth transaction and close successfully. So I hope that you found these Miami home selling tips helpful. These are just some tips that are highly effective home sellers have done. We were just talking about it the other day, and I was like, we need to share that with people because these are just some extra details that a lot of times people don't think about. All right, so that's it for today. If you have more questions, we're always here to be a resource for you. My name's Jamey Prezzi. This is my husband, Ognjen Prezzi. You can find us online on Instagram at the Prezzis, and we will see you soon.